are not safe in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. If you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Yeah. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
It's okay. It's okay.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This is someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgette Truin. I am the co-host for Relatives Fight CPS, and I also work for the law office of Vincent W. Davis. I have my guests today, Isha and how do you pronounce?
Aisha
and Lonnie.
Lonnie.
And my co-host, Mr. Daring Guy. So I'm gonna share something with you guys that I share in all my shows. Where I'm trying to be consistent with it at least. So Child Protective Services are known as CPS or DCFS, is a protected empire built on just kidnapping children and destroying families. Okay. Bill Clinton 1997 Act offered cash bonuses to the state for every child they adopt out in foster care. And in order to receive the adoption incentive bonuses, CPS treats kids like merchandise that sells, and they must bring plenty of innocent children so the buyers can choose which are the foster parents and also the adoptive foster parents. Workers work hard to keep the federal money flowing. Each bonus is multiplied by a percentage that the state has managed to exceed baseline adoptions. Therefore, state and local community, which is CPS, work hard to reach their goal to increase the numbers of adoption. This program is set by the very top and is run by the Health and Human Resources. This is why victims of CPS do not get the help from their legislator. So basically, your tax dollars is what keeps this gigantic system floating. 6 out of 10 children die in foster care. CPS became protected empire built on just taking children, as I mentioned, and separating families, which is called illegal kidnapping. Poor parents are targeted to lose their kids because they do not have the money or the means to hire an attorney outside of the court pretender, that is. CPS workers commit fraud and withhold evidence in court and no checks and balances. Judges allow them to pretty much run the show. Literally, judges have no say-so. They literally leave the power in their hands. The separation of families and snatching of children is growing as the CPS business grows because the state and the local government are accustomed to having these taxpayers' dollars to balance their overgrowing budget. The ones that benefit from this are state employees, social workers, child therapists, court-appointed attorneys who are court pretenders, guardian ad litem, CPS investigators, judges, foster parents and adoptive foster parents, and teachers as well. All of them looking at children in the state custody to provide job security. So we, the people, need federal congressional hearing to abolish the state and financial incentives that turned CPS into a business that separates families for money. The system is corrupt and broken on all levels. Now, there's a law in California, the legislative information in California, right? So this is it's the AB 336 Child Welfare Service. It says Section 16501.9 is added to the Welfare and Institution Code. A parent or a legal guardian may make a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective services social worker who investigates allegation of parental abuse or neglect. A county child protective services social worker participation in an investigation of parental abuse or neglect shall be deemed consent to video or audio recording pursuant to subdivision A. A legislator finds and declares that nothing in existing law prevents a parent or a legal guardian from making a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective services social worker. So that's very clear, I hope, to everyone. And on January 1st, 2022, there is a new law that passed. It's called the Nancy Skinner SB 354, which removes obstacles in the foster care system that have prevented children from being placed in a relative caregiver or who may have a conviction. Current law can prevent someone from caring for a child, even when their past conviction is decades old, and they pose no safety risk to the child currently. So this new law is in full effect. I've been told from so many people that have been calling me, telling me that the social worker is telling them there is no such law, where they're fucking lying, okay? Because there is such a law. So those motherfuckers need to do their homework and do their job and follow the law, because apparently they love to break the law and they love to set rules in place to violate parental rights. So that's that.
So what is that? Is that like, is that, for instance, like if you're trying to get someone to step up to the plate to take your child or help you out with your child, and in former times they may have excluded someone because of a criminal record or something that their past might bring up, that they're saying that now that's gone away? Yeah.
Before they used to say, oh, grandpa had a history back when he was 16 years old. He stole a pin from Staples. He has a felony. Mm-hmm. They will say, no, grandpa cannot have placement of his child because of that felony from 35 years ago. Well, fuck you, CPS. Because that grandfather should have placement of the child. But the reason they want to keep the child in a foster home is because that's how they get their incentives. In a non-family member home. Mm-hmm. That's very important. Then they tell people, family members, you have to become a foster parent. Why is that? Why in the fuck does a grandmother have to become a foster parent if that grandmother is blood to that child? Why? Mm-hmm. Why does an aunt have to be a foster parent? Because of the incentives. All it is incentives. That's it. That's all it is fucking money.
So instead of a kin, they're a foster.
There you go.
So that's why they make you go through the foster stuff to get into your home and everything. You got to get the foster license.
Right. But also to have control over the aunt, to have control over the grandpa, to have control over whatever. So basically, if the foster parent forgets to fill out this yearly paperwork they have to do, if they forget once, they can easily take the children in another foster home, because they forgot to fill or complete a document. So they want control. A narcissist always wants fucking control over the victims. That's all it is. They want control over the victim. So how do they do it? By setting them up to fail, or setting them up to accommodate them. Basically the relatives want placement of the kids so badly, they're willing to do anything.
Not realizing that they're signing their life away and making it worse.
Correct. Since when does a grandmother need fucking foster license? Since when?
Right.
I'm 53 years old. What the fuck? My grandmother was alive right now. I mean, I swear on the Holy Bible, she would lose her mind because she loved us more than she loved my mom. Like literally. Not that she didn't love my mom; they got along perfectly.
Well, who can love you?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like they love their kids. Grandparents normally loves their kids. That's their grandkids. I mean, so the system is so fucked up that they are selling children just to get money. Social workers get paid per child removed. Just remember this: if a social worker gets paid per child removed, and she or he removes 64 kids or 78 kids a year.
Yeah, you get like 600,
Just think
800
about
bucks,
the incentives they get yearly, bonuses they get. I bust my fucking ass every day, and I will never make that much money that they make. These motherfuckers make at least $187,000 a year. At least.
Wow.
So those court-appointed attorneys that work for the state, well, guess what? They're free for you, but they get paid by the state, but they're free for you so you can fail. Because they don't return your calls, they don't help you in a case, they stay quiet. Most court-appointed attorneys, some of them are DUIs attorneys, criminal attorneys. What the fuck are they doing in a juvenile dependency case? Why? Because the judge allows it to happen. Why? Because they don't know the law of juvenile dependency law. There you go. So where do the parents go? It sucks, right?
Vincent Davis.
It really fucking sucks.
So what you're saying is that they gain so much more power because they put themselves in that foster thing. Now how much power is granted? So what's the difference if you went kinship to foster? Do they not have as many rights to intrude on the family if you go under like a kinship thing as they do of a foster?
If they do guardianship, legal guardianship of a child, I mean, legal guardianship of a child, usually when a child is old enough to make that decision, like they would ask a child, do you want to be adopted by the foster parents or you want just legal guardianship? And some children say, yes, I want to be adopted. And some children say, no, I don't want to be adopted. I just want legal guardianship. It doesn't mean they're off the hook. You know, CPS you will never be off the fucking hook. Ever. Ever. Because they send random people to follow you. These motherfuckers, basically our tax dollars is what pays these motherfuckers to steal children. That's what we do. How do we stop? So they work for us, but yet we give them control over us because we allow this shit to happen.
And act scared and don't talk out and we don't speak out.
Correct. Nobody is.
That's why we got these two right here, because they're about ready to tell us something.
Yeah, they scare people. So, like I said to you guys earlier today, the governor picks the commissioner. So the governor oversees the person stealing your kids, which is social workers. Your state assembly makes the laws. You need to know who your state representative and state senators are. That's very important. Throughout the states of the United States, you need to know who your state representative and state senators are. You need to go down and speak with them. Let yourself be known. However, you need massive people to do that. Because if one person goes, one or two people go, that's not enough. Because what social workers are trying to do, they're trying to say that we need to be here. These motherfuckers are entities. They're entities. They're contracted through the state. And the state gives them that much power, which is coming from the federal side. And the federal money keeps just going to them. That's insane. That's to me, that's fucking insane. I swear I have never thought in my life that our system is corrupt. I never in my life would think our system is corrupt, but it is.
Yeah, who would have thought that the front line to save children is kidnapping, right?
what they do, let me just explain something to you guys real quick. Gabriel Hernandez, you know, the documentary on Netflix, they kept the child being abused. They kept him with the abusive party. Why? Because when he died, then social workers came out in front of TV, whatever, and they said, oh, that's why having the system is important. But you motherfuckers allowed that child to die. But they say they turn it around. The reason they kept him like this, so they can come back and say, well, that's why we remove children from their parents. Just because his mother was a stupid, careless, abusive woman, it doesn't mean all mothers are like that. But they're making it look like all mothers are like that. And every report, like when a mother calls the police for protection because her husband beat her, then the domestic violence report goes under the mother's name. Why the fuck would you put the report under the victim's name and you don't do anything, and then you give the kids to the abuser? Why? Because he's a firefighter? Why? Because he's a cop? Why? Because he works for the government, or he has a city job? What the fuck? Or he has money? But you're destroying children's lives. The mother and the child's DNA stays inside the mother for the rest of her life. That's fucking proven. So there's a bond between a mother and her child, always. The father's role is to protect his family. A good father's role is to protect his family. Going to court to fight for your child is called parental alienation, you motherfuckers. You're alienating the kids from their family. Parental alienation is illegal. This shit is illegal. Anyways.
Is there a way that you can argue against or bring the fight to them that they're forcing you to alienate? Like, is there anything that you can do? Is there motions you can file or any type of?
There is, but that's a question for Mr. Davis. You know,
I'll write that down so we can ask him about that, because that's something people should be educated on and aware. That way, if they're getting forced into
Mr.
this,
Davis educates everybody on his shows too. I mean, his book, I literally bought this, like I showed you guys earlier. This has all your questions, like literally, and it's only like $9 on Amazon. I put this book in my purse all the time. In case somebody calls me and I'm in my car and they ask me a question. This book, he breaks it down rule by rule. What happens the first hearing, second hearing, first court hearing, the arraignment and detention hearing. He gives you specifically the laws and hints for your case. When you're going through something, he gives you hints what you need to do next. This book is really very informative. Very informative.
that's better than this one, right? The How to Protect and Win. Is that a different source? His book on How to Protect and Win.
This one has, I think, having the cover is easier. The hard copy is easier because you can literally put it in your bag and go. When you print it out, it's not that easy just to put it in your bag.
Okay, this is the same book then. This is the same one.
It's the same book. But this is
awesome.
Yeah, this one I like because I can put it in my purse. It's very important, and it's only $9. Okay, so stuff like that. People ask a lot of questions. You know, what to do in the first hearing, what to do in the second hearing. So Mr. Davis made it very affordable for people to buy, because usually books like that would run from like $19 and up, depending on the writer or the author.
Worth it. Worth it.
Say what?
If it's worth it, it's necessary.
It's necessary. It's $9.
And it could get you your child back.
Yes, it helps you a lot. All the questions that you have. However, you should never ever take on CPS by yourself. I have people that talk to family and friends, and they get together and they help them with the retainer financially. There is people that actually was willing to help them. There's other people that call me and they say they don't have a family. Those are the ones my heart aches for. They don't have a family and all that. But unfortunately, in our office, we don't do pro bono work because attorneys have to get paid. No one works for free. And the amount of work that's required in a case of state matter, that's a lot of fucking work. Because the social workers already fucked up your case so badly.
Right.
Yeah.
You know that the attorney has to go in and review the case, and people think they can actually win on their own. You can't. You really can't.
What'd you say? Momentum funding helps people with that too, right?
Momentum funding helps you when you're going after CPS for a civil lawsuit. Momentum funding is there to fund you, to help you fund the lawsuit retainer. Meaning, a lot of times when people want to sue this county, the attorneys don't just do it because they're not going to wait for settlement to come in. So what it is, they have to pay a partial retainer for the case filing, case reviews, etc., etc. And then after that, after they win, then the attorney gets a percentage, and then most of the money goes to the client, apparently. So that's how it works. But momentum funding helps with lawsuits. That's what I found out recently.
Have there been any class actions for
All the time.
This area? Antelope Valley is ground zero for cases. Calm down.
You can sue a social worker if you have evidence. For example, if the child is abused and neglected in the foster home. If you have evidence of bruises, that's why it's very important for you to hire a private investigator. Like, I'm serious. There's private investigators who are affordable because they know the system is broken. Hire a private investigator and to help you monitor the foster parents, because that private investigator will be able to tell you a lot more that you need to know that you can't yourself do. That's what I recommend, me personally. However, to prove, that's why they tell you, some parents, they say to some parents, you can't take pictures of your child during the visit. You can't do this with your child during the visit. So what the fuck? Why? Because they don't want them to have any evidence of any abuse or neglect on the child. And if a mother opens her heart and mouth and says, my child is being abused, why does the mother feel that way? She's the fucking mom. There's a bond between a child and a mother. My mom used to know when I'm sick before I called her. My mom will call me and say, hey, are you okay? I feel like you're sick. I'm like, Mom, how in the hell did you know that? Like, how? I didn't know this. You don't know this until you become one. And you know the bond between you and your child. So who wants to separate the bond? Satan. This demonic system is controlled by the devil, period. The devil comes to what? Destroy, divide, and conquer. In order for him to win, he's going to have to divide the whole family. Mm-hmm. Because when you're divided, you're weaker. When you're united, you're stronger. God unites. God keeps together. Yeah. But the system separates. If they are separating the people from God, mm-hmm. that tells you something. Only the devil wants to separate us from the connection we have with God. So the devil can only attack your mind, your thoughts. Remember that. So when he attacks our thoughts, he creates chaos in front of us and then tells us in our mind, where's your God now? Where's your God now? God didn't do this. God didn't do this. So that's what happens. And people lose their faith. People start questioning God. And God is not in the midst of confusion. God cannot be in the midst of confusion or chaos because he's holy. That's why God said, don't be discouraged, and keep your faith. Keep your straight faith, no matter what goes on in front of you. God didn't tell us that we're going to live a perfect life, but we are warriors against the enemy. We are God's warriors against the enemy. Those demons are controlling because we are allowing it to happen. We are allowing it to happen. And on top of that, when people talk about demons, I want to make it very clear. A demon cannot just roam the earth without a body to nest in it. A demon needs a body to nest in it. So a demon will always choose an unholy or a sinful body to nest in it. Why? Because it's easier that way. So these people are already dark inside from the get-go. They're dark inside from the beginning. So he's going to use them to attack God's children, to separate them, and to divide families. Very important for you guys to understand that. So we have more narcissistic, sociopathic in the government than you guys can ever process. Okay, so now I'm going to have Leonie.
Lanye.
Lanye.
That's a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name. Go ahead, Lanye. Explain to us what is the story between you and your friend.
I'm the one that opened my house up to her when she was leaving a domestically violent situation. So she came, she left San Bernardino County, came all the way to LA County. And that was in the end of June. So her case was opened in October of the same year for safety concerns. But initially, a supervising social work had called her and left a message, and because she had asked, why is my case open? There was no communication with DCFS for months. And so the person left a message and said, we cannot tell you why your case is opening, but what else did he say?
We cannot talk about your case / referral.
So basically, we're going to open your case and not even justify why, what the safety concerns were. So I opened my house to her. I have a lot of room. I live and I work from my house. I have a private school here. I'm a licensed child care provider. I'm a credentialed educator. And I do retain the right to record on my property, a house that I own. After some social workers popped up, and I literally had my camera at my front door. I didn't mind them coming in. I didn't mind the communication, but they refused to give me their names at my front door trying to come in. So I know she made the video available to her attorney, but he withheld all this evidence in court. So now there's a resulting court order that says Lanye Jenkins is Lanye Jenkins is not to be around the kids. So this is the second time DCFS did that, but it's the first time a judge approved it. Based on what? Literally. I'm a risk to the child, and for the past few months, I get a call almost daily from DCFS trying to place a child with me.
Wow.
Yes. I keep a log of all the social workers, even the social worker that left a message on her phone. He was too ignorant to realize I'm that same person. They made a court order against for the children not to be around me. This is the second time that happened. The first time it was approved. The first time they attempted it, the judge threw it out. Because, I was homeschooling the kids. I was a foster parent before. I was a kinship foster parent. And literally, I was excused from hearings that I eventually found out that I had a right to be at. So one thing that she's doing is documenting all of her complaints. She's doing all of her communication in writing. We are actually growing a community out here in the Antelope Valley to get parents to file complaints together.
Good job.
Dozens of people are willing to meet at the library and
good for you.
Information on how to file the inquiries. I even had a direct message from the former director of DCFS, literally gave me a complaint for lobbying for education when I asked him what are the formal complaint procedures for parents or community members regarding DCFS potential misconduct of the social workers. Nothing exists, and I have the documentation to prove it.
Wow.
Good for you.
That's great. That's actually good.
And if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist.
Right. Don't even talk to them. Write everything. Record your things. Got a transcript out. Have everything in writing. That's what I say. I don't even like to talk to them on the phone. Nothing. Everything's an email. And then I also CC it to my attorney or Pretender or whomever, or Miss G, whoever I need to get it to. But that way someone else has seen it now. So it's not just me and them. You know what I mean? Like, get it. So now when I send one document to any of them, there's about 27 people, even right to the governor's office. It goes to the governor's office, to the Congress people, to the senators, to everybody. Miss G's seen a couple of my things, and that's what I do. Everyone, just to everybody, because eventually someone has to see and listen.
And also, the thing is, they don't have. We need to stop giving them power. When we say they got power, they give them power.
We give them power.
So the thing is, it's different because power is absolute and pure. So when it comes down to that, they have all access. They don't have power; they have access, and that's so I realized because my attorney stated to me, "Oh, I mean, they have more power than you. Just comply." And I'm like, I take a step back and like, power. Only person that got ultimate power is God. You can't sit here and tell me that, oh, they got power. No, they have access to everything. They're like a web of spiders. They work in all entities, not just one entity. In all strings of the government, they work together.
Yeah.
And I've seen it systemically. I've seen it in all different levels. Everywhere I went, I had an issue because I had that case open. And it shouldn't be where I had any problems moving out of a situation and trying to move forward.
So since they opened the case in October, it resulted in her having to move from my house and into a homeless shelter. Where is DCFS now? DCFS allegedly opened the case for the safety of the children, but they have not helped her. She's been in a motel. She's been having extra costs associated with homelessness. And she's, you know, I went to college with her. I went to Cal State with her. All these go, and I can't even, like, literally one night I had to deal with them sleeping in a car because she ran out of motel money. And she was so scared that being caught with me at my house would result in her children being taken away.
That's what they do. Drive that fork right in between unity. They do that. They did that with my wife and I. They tried their damnedest to get us to be separate and apart because they know if you can stick together, then you have power, you know, because, you know, divided we stand, united we conquer, you know, so, or divided we fall, united we stand.
She's not allowed to record any interactions with the social worker. It is in the court order. She is not allowed to be, her children are not allowed to be around me. She is ordered to take psychotropic, continue taking drugs that she's never taken before. They put that in the court order.
Do a psych evaluation.
Psych evaluation for the mother.
They're not even medically qualified.
Do not go to someone that they recommend either. You go to your own person.
Okay, I want to mention something real quick. James wanted to know if momentum funding covers CPS, DSS. Why didn't they just call it one name? Assholes. You know, let's just case in Virginia. They I don't know, James, so you have to call the number. Momentum funding. They cover certain states. I'm not sure. As I mentioned, I know for sure they cover California.
Awesome.
But I do not know the rest. So it's called Momentum Funding. They're based in New York.
Every last worker I've had or anybody pertaining to my case has lied to me. They have tried to isolate and not have a supportive person or a so-called witness around, and it's degrading. I've gotten a little bit more stressful. I'm keeping it together because I know that they have their day and I will have mine. So at the end of the day, it's like everybody that has trampled or tried to step on me will get moved out the way, just like the old social worker. She got moved out the way because she was just trying to detain my kids. That's all she laughed at me. Oh, no one speaks in court. And, oh, if your card over there, we're gonna detain. I'm like, oh, you're gonna detain my children after the fact. You're sitting there laughing at the hardest time of my life, and you're gonna
they sure do too. They did that to me.
The day I recorded,
the smirk.
She called the police on me. She calls the police, and they're there
3 o'clock in the morning.
And they was like, oh, the kids are fine. I was like, can I get your badge number? I showed them the video. Like, She just mad because she can't take the kids.
3 a.m. welfare checks in a motel that she ended up being in because of her DCFS case.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna tell the judge that I'm just gonna say that you refuse for me to see the kids." And she actually got in there, and I'm like, for that to be in there, it should never be in there if there's a switch of a person of a social worker
and the DCFS.
So yeah, and I come to find out all the it's $150,000 for each children each year, and that's a problem. It's problematic, and
it's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about money. But I want to answer something real quick, not to interrupt you, baby girl. But James also he made a good point here. When a social worker lies, they don't get fired.
No.
What's sad about this is they actually get promoted, but they get promoted in a different county. Say that there's a social worker that lied under oath, right, in Monterey Park Courthouse in Los Angeles, California. That social worker most likely will transfer to Lancaster, right, or Palmdale, or Riverside. But she will transfer as a promotion. So that social worker now gets to be a supervisor.
Oh, yes.
Supervising other social workers. They don't get fired. They don't. So if a social worker was ever changed in your case, after you've proven that they're lying and you get a new one, that new one is going to be worse than the last one.
Yes, they are.
And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Social workers are between, like, people that come and steal your children or investigate, they're fucking 20 years old.
Yep, just out of college.
20-year-old. And they fucking just barely graduated high school. And they have a say-so on your life and your children's life? That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
She was not allowed to speak in court.
Well, when I did speak in court, the judge said, "We're not going to take your statement as evidence. We're not going to do that."
So her words for her family are thrown out, and strangers are deciding it for us.
Yeah.
Never met the kids, by the way.
Oh yeah, they've spent a handful of minutes with them, right? Probably never looked at you guys together as family or friends or any of that. Guardian ad litem probably didn't even ever see you.
Never interviewed the kids. Never interviewed.
I've never met the kids' attorney at all. And I've talked to the investigator for the kids that represents the kids' attorney.
Without your attorney even giving you any counsel.
Wow, that's insane.
So if you want to make the complaint against them for their code of ethics violations that you feel that they've done, you got to contact your state licensing board.
Okay.
And then you can get that information if you go to the National Association of Social Workers site. There will be a list right there, and that's www.socialworkers.org. And then I think it's like /, and I'll give it to Ms. G to put up, but it's NASW/ethics/boards. And that'll tell you where in your state that you need to file and to whom and give you all the information.
NASW ethics.
And it got farther.
Yeah, /boards.
It got to the public relations, and they stated, "Oh, how was the outcome of court?" Because he knew that my case was supposed to be closed because the social worker was recording. He knew that my case was supposed to be closed.
So she has submitted a complaint that has not gotten a response. We contacted the county board of supervisor, who literally said, I'll request a copy of the outcome of your complaint. I have all the women out here do this. Some of them do get responses, and not one of them gets a follow-up.
Now, have you guys requested your discovery to find out what even brought this? I mean, it seems like you guys are very loose on the whole fact of what brought them storming into your life in such a way, right? Like they just opened an investigation, right? Is that what you just saying?
Well, when the emergency responder came, I told her that she was trying to do a double visit in a week.
No. You mean
I was moving
when she opened the case? When the case was open?
Correct.
Yeah, moving.
No, the domestic violence incident at the end of June. There was no social worker interaction. They didn't call her or nothing. They opened the case after she had already relocated from San Bernardino County to Los Angeles County. And then there was one social worker that came out to my house. They kind of already knew me from the other cases that I like. Literally, all I do is give people supportive information and direct them on what forms the office is supposed to have for complaints. And literally, the parents are getting retaliated against almost immediately, almost the next day from filing a complaint. I've even had code enforcement called because I don't have landscaping at my house. The same day a social worker has come to visit. So it's she had an incident of domestic violence. She left a dangerous situation with her kids, disappeared. And so in court, all she hears from people who've never had a conversation with her is that she might go back to the children's father.
Yeah, the deputy counsel.
How is she supposed to address it, challenge it, especially when her attorney does not speak to her until minutes before the hearing? And this is a pattern of every single, so far, 4 women that I've spoke to. It's the same exact thing, withholding evidence that I've had them submit in writing, submit their video footage, whatever. None of it work.
That's a huge no-no. That's right, Miss G. That's the huge no-no, not getting that, especially if you submit for the request. They're supposed to have that to you in 15 days or something along those lines.
Completed class reports, completed parenting classes, completed domestic violence, whatever it is, these parents are submitting it. They're even CCing me. They're CCing my organization. And you see in the hearings, they still report. This person has not finished, yada, 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 yada. They call me and be like, hey, this was what said in court. My attorney let
They don't even have to finish that, though. That's just a bunch of garbage that they do to disenfranchise you from your kids and what's going on.
Right.
They're lying. So basically, how are these judges not audited for bias?
Well, there's no checks and balance. That's the problem here. I mean, the basic situation is you got a bunch of lying, conniving, bullshitting demons that are all sitting at a perch, salivating over the blood of a little child because everybody's getting a piece of the money. That's what it's all about.
That's all
you guys don't have the money to pay for it. I don't have the money to pay for it. So let it rip.
They asked to do a diaper change in the street.
On the ground. Oh, we could put a blanket. I was like,
That's demeaning.
I told him my kids are not dogs or cats, so we don't do that. No, we're not doing that outside. All I did was show them the diaper. I got carpal tunnel on both hands, and they know that I have a physical disposition, so they knew that they tried to work on my mental.
You have a physical disposition?
Yes.
Have you contacted the American with Disabilities?
I have. What is it? It's the ADA Act.
Yeah.
I have to have a witness at every meeting.
Has your attorney ignored that?
Yes, he has ignored it. But when I talk,
now you can go, but you can, if you get in the public defender here, you go to the judge and tell them, look, this guy's not doing what I'm asking. He's not doing the right thing. They have to listen. Then they'll have to turn them over. I mean, you guys seem like you make enough noise that it seems like this should be pretty good. I mean, you guys seem pretty well put together here. You're not just freaking fat. You guys know what's up.
We started this. I'm going through life. We have to feel like we got to be perfect, and everything is where I'm under scrutiny, and I'm not even the perpetrator. So it's just like this, like a latch, like over my head for months now. That's what I wake up. I wake up with that. I'm like,
it's stressful and it leaves a mark. But here's the thing, Auntie, what's my name on the screen? Auntie Lanier, crazy Auntie Lanier. She's really good at documentation. She's really good at collecting parents, and she's really, really good at editing film and video footage.
Oh, I should get her down here in my place.
That's what we have to do. Why can't we make mass complaints and just organize the community? That's what we're trying to do.
So this is exactly it.
That's what we need to do. But we talked about this, Darren. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
We need to organize each community. We need to get parents and people involved all the time. For some reason, I've been trying to do this for a long time, and they back off at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
I have parents who will not. I'm related to half of them. It's not a coincidence. Literally, even from my nephew, his case, they can't even get their records. They are having a hard time getting the case records.
I don't know. What do they? I don't know what they call it out there, but it's under the they call it the Clifford Act up here in Maine. What is that? What it's called everywhere? Is the absolute right to the defendant to make sure that they get every bit of their discovery and any information that's pertinent to them and to their case, so that they can properly prepare and defend themselves.
Right, but they don't give them that. They don't give them that. They tell them they have no right to get their records.
You need to get your records, or you have to blah blah blah. I will literally, if they try to say you have to pay for it, I'll pay.
So then this goes. So this is it. So Miss G, this begins the list of how do you get this together to unify. It needs to be a list of,
Yeah, Isha and her friend needs to organize it, and I mean, look. One of our clients told me that she would love to see me being the spokesperson for you guys, for all mothers and fathers, right? The thing about it is I work all the time. So I need the help in the back, like someone to back me. And that's all I need. I just need somebody to back me and to organize everything together. You're in. You're 100% in. But don't come at the end and back off.
No. If this is the thing. This is the problem. I think everybody's gung ho to do this, but then they get theirs back and then they walk away again. Yep. You got to stay in this. If you're going to be in that commitment, you need to stay in it, or at least wear a ribbon or something. Like this. Begin this with like a simple, like a ribbon that signifies. This is building, like you said earlier. This is ground zero. So let's start this. Let's start this movement with something like. Whether it's a graphic, a design, an idea, a pattern, because if everybody starts doing, look, let's have this document, this document, this document, this document, and you got 50,000 people doing it the same way with a letter for each person. That's a generically drafted letter for all these people to send to the senators, to the governor's office, to this, to just overload these offices with these letters, with nothing. Because what I say in all of this stuff is no preponderance evidence like they get to bullshit and get through. Prove it with fact. Don't even use the hearsay or the maybe or lies. Don't use it. Use facts only. Fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? And worse than that, because they're saying, the great old preponderance rule, which is bullshit. Like they barely even have to prove that you were even existence, let alone the fact that you did something, but use the facts against them and immediately, just start calling those ombudsman's office the second something happens, even before. Get your appointment, because it's going to take a month before they even talk to you. So I say the second that they even start calling you, call the ombudsman and make the complaint. What are these people harassing me for? Why are they doing this? And if you don't get me,
and not that he's a good advocate for us, but you just need to have paper trace to so you can say, hey, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. You guys need to take this to the federal level.
And that's the other thing.
Needs to be going to the federal level. That's what momentum funding is for. It's for civil cases.
And that's the other thing too, is that there's such a penalty for these news organizations that report on these things. That's why it's so hard to get you out there. So that's why shows like hers, Miss G's, is awesome, because a news agency, I think, is fined like $50,000, and they'll lose their in Maine anyways, like $50,000, and they lose their I'm sorry, brain cramp here, but they lose their right to produce the news for a day or something like that. They're penalized quite severely if they report on a case and it is even a percentile of inaccuracy. So it's a big penalty. So what needs to be happening here too is some groups need to start looking at the FCC or something like that and saying, yo, loosen these belts up on these national news organizations. Let them start talking about this stuff, because behind closed doors, these people are getting away with murder and kidnapping, literally, for real.
Even with my attorney, he said, oh, if you keep listening to your advocate, my friend, you're going to get your kids to, that's the fastest way.
Yeah, I love that. You should just listen to listen to the caseworker. Do what they say.
Well,
he put it in the email.
Either way, this is fuel, because she is one more parent who's going to see this through to the end. We want legislative change. We don't want a little bit of money thrown our way to where it's hush money, and change, it does not happen. We need laws changed. We need to see why auditing judges who have a consistent record of creating false orders. Literally, we prove that these orders were made with
Yeah,
false
you need to have the list of the judges that are allowing the rubber stamp orders to go through. Like up here where we are, they don't. The caseworker doesn't even have to go and listen. The caseworker that I'm not allowed to speak about on our case. Her father was the former ADA for the OCFS office. She's 23 years old. She just graduated from college. We're her first case. She came in, swiped our kid out from underneath us for absolutely, like you guys say, I mean, there was something at hand, but nothing that any law states that she could have done what she did for. And I can't get near anything but the 10-foot pole because they're so protected.
Yep.
They are so intertwined and so amongst each other. It's sickening. You know, it's a gross organization. They're all in it for each other, even the pretenders. And it's like this armor that we need to penetrate because these people, they're heartless. They don't deserve the job that they have. The job that they have is meant for people with compassion, heart, soul, want to help, want to be there for others, you know, with thick skin that you give people tough love, not take their kids, not do it for money for sure. Because any person that has a heart and a soul would be doing this job that they do for free. It wouldn't be about money because you're supposed to do that as God's child is to take care of one another.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
with the social worker, she tried to make it seem like, oh, well, we can get her on the English black lady. Let's get her on a mental case. So what they end up doing is talking to the other family, knowing that I talked to them, and stating like, trying to state like, oh, we had a meeting about her mental health. I'm like, she just want me to email her something.
yeah.
That's what I do. Once you have crossed the line of conversation over the phone,
It's over.
No means of
continue.
Talk to me in email. You can always reach me in an email because that's my invitation. I can't go off of what they tell me.
Right, you got to pick and choose and be able to let everybody see what you pick and chose.
And
you know, like that's just it.
I know they hate me.
You guys need to be assertive. I tell this to everybody. You have to be assertive. They'll hate you because you're assertive. They're gonna say you're mentally unstable.
You're
because
crazy. You're angry.
My my yard is non-landscaped. I guess that they was running out of.
Yeah,
You know, it's a good.
But the demon, you have to understand, the devil always will blame you. Always will blame you. Remember?
Devil
we're not worried.
Collecting fictional
We're not worried because they're digging a hole for themselves. This case is going to be closed, and we're going to have an army of parents ready with pens, paper, recorders, cameras ready. Like literally just giving the community an opportunity. We're going to start meeting monthly to have them be comfortable with asking for help.
See, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you guys need to start a rally. Okay? Protest, not just in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about everywhere in the fucking United States. Everywhere. We need to start a rally. Not just in one county or two counties. We're talking about each and every county. If we have in Lancaster, Los Angeles.
Yeah, and if you can't go outside, you do it online. You have an online spot that we can, you know.
That's movement, me too.
Let me tell you a secret that I'm gonna bring out in the open.
Oh, secret time.
One of our people that called me, they said, Georgette, there was a rally in Los Angeles, Monterey Park, California, right? That was done last month. Was it last year? I think. And they said that whoever put this together brought parents that were protesting, a few parents, that actually the kids were taken from them because of drugs.
Yeah.
But she did that on purpose because she wanted the media to see that that's why CPS is required. But she made it look like, you know what I mean? She didn't bring all the mothers and fathers. She brought only the few that spoke on camera that were relapsing on drugs and drug addicts. That's what she told me. And she said she's in on it with the social workers.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know this because I'm so busy working. So I had no idea because I thought, when people get together to help one another, they're actually there, especially if it's another woman, her heart is in it. But that person's heart was not in it.
Disgusting.
At all. So what they did, they brought the parents that were not victims, and I'm sorry to say that, and left out the parents who are really victims. So the parents who are really the victims is 70% of the parents. Okay. So they brought the other, get it? Think about it. 30%, 70%.
That's crazy. Yeah. What did you tell?
To at least part of the 70%. What happened to that? So people don't understand that there's corruption in every which way. There's actually social workers who pretend to be family advocates.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that run under a cloak. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they actually are online on Facebook.
Yeah, you want to be careful of that. Yes.
And they're on my page, by the way. They're on my page.
I had to have Miss G verify for me about a year ago, because the group thought that I was some sort of a spy or whatever, and they wouldn't allow me in because so she had to verify for me that I was real.
And we do have the right to examine our accuser, and that's one law we don't know. I found that out, and we should be able to cross-examine the social worker. If they'll say it's a trial, and it's not no trial if the social worker or no one testifies. And they could have already had a couple cases with or without me.
My caseworker got a restraining order on me, and she still runs our case. Tell me how you do that without bias.
Right.
Who approved the restraining order? That's where I'm interested in. I'd like to know who approved that.
Because, well, the judge did. We went to trial. So, and they had the assistant district attorney in a civil case come in and represent her. So I was against myself because my pretenders weren't there. So I'm still kind of baffled on that one. Why a district attorney could come in there and represent her, but I can't get my public pretender to come with me. So whatever, I held my own. I did all right. I'm going to be honest with that. They didn't get what they wanted, and they were trying to push for a criminal level, all based on a podcast that I put out. And I exposed what they were doing. And the podcast, they said that since I had said the caseworker's name, that was an intimidating act, and then that was and then the other thing was a questioning that I did with a series. One of the people in my case, they didn't answer the question as they should have in concerns, so it made their testimony be non-credible. So what they were looking for, they didn't get. But how is it that this still runs? That I can't be on their properties? I can't be any of this. My wife, however, now she still has to deal with this person. But isn't that that's like third person contact, or like this just doesn't make any sense at all. And all it is because they couldn't get my wife to say that I beat her, because I don't. We're very much in love, very happy, all of these things. They couldn't get any counselors to say that I'm angry. And if they did say I'm angry, they said I'm angry because these son of a bitches took my kids. That's why I'm mad. So everything that they've tried to go for, they couldn't get. So now they go and they get this order of harassment against me, so that now they can still go to the judge and say, Your Honor, look at this guy. He's a lunatic. He's crazy. He even got a harassment order. And the thing is, everything's a lie. The whole damn thing that she wrote in there is a lie. It still doesn't matter. So there's the other thing. There needs to be some sort of legislature that's pushed through that these people are held accountable. Like, that should be the first and foremost of anything that happens here, because doctors hold an oath to their creed. Lawyers have to hold an oath to their creed. So why is it that social workers and this isn't like it happens once or twice. This seems to be a common denominator in every one of these stories. Like, you pick up that narrative, one of these narratives here from your stories that you've collected and all these books that there's not one damn thing in there that's right. Not even close. Nope. And I'm sure I'm not the only one in America that has a book from a narrative from a caseworker that's wrong. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah. With the case that I have, they try to introduce the cultural broker, try to make it racial. And it had nothing to do with race. Any race. And when I met the social worker, the first thing she states, there's a disproportion between black people, African Americans in society. And I told her, you could take.
You're American. You're not anything but an American.
I came out here as a mother and a parent. You could take that.
So sad.
Yeah, shove it up your ass. Who gives a shit?
That's so sad.
That's what it is. So if they're using our tax dollars to do this to our children,
We're paying them to take our kids.
yeah, I think that, yeah, we're doing it. So it's us. So we need to demand that we don't give them $200 salaries.
Okay, so then why in then these upcoming elections do we not start proposing or find people that want to dismantle this DHS system?
Right. Well, we are. We have therapists. We're getting together in the Antelope Valley, educators, people who literally can back these parents, can back these poor parents, because literally people who cannot afford attorneys, who don't know where to find, don't know anything about the Momentum program.
That's why they do what they do, because they know that they're going to get these dollars. Let's get it. They're not getting kids. They're getting dollars. They're going to get easy dollars. They're easy dollars. Let's just go pluck these, because they put you through such rigmarole and such embarrassment and torture and everything else, not to mention the loss that you take. I don't know. And I don't mean this in any disrespect to anybody that's ever lost a child. I do not. And I don't know, because I've never lost a child. But I'm going to honestly say, from the position that I'm in, this is worse, because there's no closure. There's no nothing. My kid is still out there, and I'm still fighting every day for her. At least the loss of a child, you get to, grieve and put that away. Every day for you, when you're going for your kid, is a fight or flight mode. You wake up immediately, you're on your feet, and what are you doing? What do you got to do? You're going into combat every day, You get no rest. I'm tired. I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm tired. I can't imagine some of these people.
To give up. It's meant to give up. We have one woman whose daughter learned how to walk in foster care. The foster mother told her she couldn't call her children on weekends because she didn't do business on weekends. She's missed Mother's Days, birthdays that happen to be on weekends because the women didn't do business. So children are business to people. So that's exposed. It just needs to be organized, and it has to be a mass movement.
And the other thing is what people need to realize, and I'm going to be honest, I was guilty of that too, is the stigma that goes with the fact that you've lost your kid to CPS. You're a piece of shit. No one wants to hear it. The second that anybody hears that you've lost your child to the department, it's over for you. You might as well just shut your fucking mouth, because they're not listening to any more that you said. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of trash. Put your fucking groceries down and get away from me. And that's really how everybody looked at it. And it's unfortunate, and it's the truth, though. So we need to turn, you got to flip the script. You got to flip it somehow. We got to turn this thing all around.
The damages that they cause, it's beyond the children being away. It's the damages that they cause for the adults.
Yeah.
Right. Something like literally.
Yeah.
You guys, social
this whole thing, this isn't just like, it's not just so little as to change the laws. There's the whole stigma, everything, the look, everything has to change from this.
They were so sorry. They went 25 years back. I had a DCF case when I was a kid, from 94 to 95, and they put that. I felt like it was going to be put in there. I was like, put that.
Is there, Miss G? Is there if you were involved in CPS in your younger life, is there a chance that you're going to be revisited as an adult? Like, is there any statistics that go with that? Like, how does it carry over from your childhood to adulthood?
I believe
it does.
It has to be.
But there was.
We have a mother. Wait, Aisha. Wait. We have a mother that they literally kidnapped 11 kids from her. She went from state to state to have kids because she's a good woman. Actually, she wanted to have children, and every state she went to, they found out about her previous CPS case, and stole her child. That woman came to, I think it was it last year, the end of last year. Sorry, it was about October or November. I got a call from her sister telling me she committed suicide.
Oh.
11 kids. That woman hung herself.
Those kids will never have an answer.
Yeah. And her sister called me in tears, and she said, I know she spoke very highly of you, Miss G. And she even told me, she gave me your number to call you, and she loved you. And I was fun for those. I was crying. It was right before the holidays. And I wept. I couldn't stop crying. I think I had to do my show that day, and I couldn't do it. I had to do a rerun because I couldn't do the show.
They're evil sons of bitches, man.
Yeah. They took 11 kids from her from the hospital.
Oh, wow.
From the hospital. So she was a new mom again, from the hospital.
Just trying to sow the oats of that feeling.
Yeah, but listen, the first incident that she ever had that did this to her was a domestic violence. What happened was her husband beat her. Then the neighbor called the police because she screamed to the neighbor to call the police. Then the police came and the report went under her name. So her husband got the kids, the other kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the abuser always gets the kids. Then she had another relationship and she had another kid in a different state. That was Texas. Then they found that in Texas. Then DHS in Texas removed that baby from the hospital. That woman had 11 kids and she was pregnant with, I think, the number 12.
Oh.
So I kept asking her, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? She's like, all I wanted was a family. All she wanted was a family.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. When I tell you her husband beat her, she was pregnant when he beat her. And he still got the kids. There were bruises everywhere. It was disgusting. And he still got the kids. Now, do you know why I call the system demons? You get it now?
Yeah, because they're taking away what God gives you for your right.
Yeah. And Darren, he has a perfect marriage. He has a great marriage. Him and his wife I've known for 2 years now. So, I mean, and they want them apart. They want to separate them.
For no reason. None whatsoever. None.
No reason whatsoever. I've known, when I tell you I know Darren, I know Darren. I literally know him and his wife. They're good people. But they want to separate them. Why? Because what God put together, the devil wants to what? Divide. Divide.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's absolutely. You're supposed to be your family reunification. Look at the words that they use. Look at the words they use, and then look at the actions that they do. There's a complete opposite. You know, it's not even close to what they're doing. So I think what we're figuring out here is that the things that need to happen first is legislation needs to be forced through that needs to dismantle this whole system and break it down to the bricks of nothing, I guess, right? But I mean, that's never going to happen. So we know that. So what would be if in the beginning of creating this little beast and this new machine, what is move number one? What is the first step in creating?
It's unification.
Yep, that's what it is.
Number two,
they're supposed to reunify children with their parents. They're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
They're not supposed to remove a child unless there is imminent danger.
Yeah, what is imminent
danger? Is not. They're not supposed to fucking just remove a child. If, for example, if a mother has medical marijuana and she's smoking weed, blah, 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 okay? So what they do is that they go home to their house, remove the child. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to do reunification.
Mm-hmm.
If the mother has to go to drug classes, then that's what they're supposed to be doing. What they do, the opposite. They fucking remove the child, put the child in a foster home, then 12 months of fucking classes, whatever. And then the judge comes back and say, I'm kind of hesitant because the child built the bond with the foster parents. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
The child is never going to build a bond without the mother. The mother is the fucking bond. The foster parent did not have the cord attached to her ass. It was the mother.
Right. And then that's what I love to. And the secret, Mr. Davis does a good job right here. There's something that he puts in here that I didn't realize. And now I'm actually throwing these words around and I'm implementing in our stuff. But he talks about the bonding, the therapist. There's a bonding therapist, which comes and they observe and they actually are used. And as long as you really are in a good situation with your child, it's very powerful for you to have that, because when they come at you and they try to say, oh, the foster parent's been bonding with your kid, dude. Sorry, Joe, you're out of here. This person can stand up for you and say, excuse me, Your Honor. No. We've done, we've looked at this. This parent and this child, they're not done. Because that's what they want you to think, that you just gone away for a few minutes and they forget, like it's a fucking melted ice cream. You know,
Right.
like, wait, no,
It's crazy, but no,
not-
there are kids that go to school. Like with me, I don't know if I told you guys before, but I was very active as a child. So I grew up with both my parents. They've never, no domestic violence. They've always been married until death literally did them part. And I was one of those, kids that love roller skating and blading and all kinds. I was like gymnastic, you name it, I've done it. Volleyball, baseball. I mean, I even tried football with the guys one time. That's how active I was. So
Scary.
I used to always hurt myself. My knees are bruised, my arm, whatever. So I've never once gone to school and the teacher would look at me, Miss Odette. Her name was Miss Odette. She would just laugh. Georgette, there you go with another bruise. I can't believe it. You need to calm down. You need to stop all these sports you're getting yourself into. Get one sport at a time. Don't do it all at once. And she's like, stop playing with the boys. Don't play football. And she was one of those teachers that's like, she knew my activity at school. Nowadays, they just report them to DCFS.
Oh, they want to.
There is no calling the mother. There is no getting to know the child. They fucking just call DCFS, make a fucking report. They go and steal the child, and it has nothing to do with abuse of the parents, but they fucking steal the child.
Yep.
That's what happened to my
abusers. No, wait, there's more. And then when the child speaks up of abuse in the school against the father, right, who is married to a fucking judge, who's a firefighter, guess what? They ignore the child and they keep him there. Why? Because the wife knows the principal of the school.
Nepotism.
Okay? That's all it is. This shit is real. It's real. And you guys have to be mindful and understand there is no justice. There is no fucking justice. Be mindful of the monitor that the abuser hires to monitor you. Yeah. That monitor knows the abuser. That monitor favors the abuser. And that monitor will retaliate against you and lie against you and knows your weaknesses are your children. There's a lot of shit that goes on. So you better hire somebody to monitor the fucking monitors because they're pathological lying sack of shit.
There's no
period. You guys know
Love
what I'm
her
talking
honesty.
about.
Her honesty is just amazing.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry. I speak my mind. So
I love it. It's great. This is America. This is American as it gets right here.
Apparently, in America, you're not supposed to speak your mind.
Right. Yeah. You say what they want you to say. That's right.
Yeah, I'm like, where is our rights here? There is no rights, but we do pay for their salary.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
More
ma'am.
people work to pay for their salary. That's for sure.
Our money back.
Say what?
Let's get our money back.
Yeah, right. Where we get this?
Right?
Where's our receipt
Fire
for this?
you.
We're gonna pay for
You
this.
wish you can go to them and say, you're fired? You're fired. Yeah.
You know,
Get
that's
the fuck
not-
out of
what
here.
if-
You're
so
fired.
what if there's a question? What if everybody just stopped handing over their kid? What if when they came in there?
Let's equip them before CPS gets involved. Let's let them know. Document. You have family available. Nobody should be going into foster care. There's too many people out here losing their children. My sister.
Look. Give them 25 names.
Killed by being left in the car in foster.
But listen. Give them 25 names. From Mr. Davis said this. 25 to 100 names anywhere in the world. You know how social workers tells you, oh no, your grandma is in Oregon. Nah. No, bitch. Anywhere in the world is where you're supposed to keep the child with relatives.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But the reason they don't want to do that is because they don't want to lose the funding. That county, that fucking bitch, the social worker, doesn't want to lose the money.
Did they get that
like
money?
A car salesman. No. It's like they're fucking car salesmen. That's what it is. You go to a dealership, right? Their main focus is to sell you a car. They make a commission with every car they sell. Guess what? They want to meet their quota at the end of the month so they can get a bigger check. So that's exactly what the social workers do. Police officers, they track you. They hide behind bushes when? Around the 21st of the month, because it's towards the end of the month, right? So they monitor you. They make sure that they, let me go get them. Why? Because they have a quota to meet. They have to meet it. They have to give so many tickets in order before the next month starts. So people don't understand it's all a fucking game.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
all it is.
You just need to
All it
prepare.
is a fucking game.
You have to be proactive and instead of
Yeah.
react.
Yeah. You have to understand, man. It's the way they do shit is so
That's my
malicious.
wife's word, proactive. So that's every baby. We got to be proactive.
Proactive.
He's absolutely
Yeah,
right.
she does say that all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. That I'm telling you, he has such a good woman.
Yeah, I
though.
know. She's always 2 steps ahead of me. I hate it.
Yeah, she has a good woman.
She knows what I'm doing before I even thought of doing it.
Teamwork.
Yes.
Yeah,
they don't
and
like that
Maria,
either.
look what Maria Young said. Learn the law. Learn the fucking law.
Yeah, education is rule number 1 in this whole
Right.
fight.
Learn
Education.
the fucking law. Get the damn book, man. I'm not fucking doing this as promotion. He doesn't need promotion.
Right. You should
very
raffle
important.
one off. You should raffle one of those off. You got one to raffle off for someone?
Okay, I can raffle one out.
Yeah,
I
you
can do
should have
that.
everybody put their names in something. Yeah, put their names in or something.
Club out here in the Antelope Valley, a virtual book club for the community members, because there are private Facebook groups that really aren't that organized, but they just need a little bit of direction. Someone who has the time.
Yeah.
Someone who has the money or who has the time to donate. I have a group of people who are donating their hours every month listening to people.
Right.
You need us to sit in a hearing with you, you
Right.
know? And some people don't even know. We found out I could have anybody from my legal redress sit in on her hearings. And she made the request in court. There was no response from the judge, no response from any attorneys. They didn't even tell her no. They just did not respond to her. So the next hearing, that's one thing they're going to have to anticipate is all of my legal redress team smiling and standing next to Amina for support.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you have to understand, people, learn the law. Learn the law. Learn the law. It's very importante.
How do we get the book?
Okay, well, the book is on Amazon. I actually was on Amazon and I was researching how to fight for Child Protective Services and when, and this popped up. So these two popped up.
She's seen it in her office for the past however many years and realized that she goes and buys it on Amazon.
I actually, you know what's so funny?
That's the first thing you ever gave to me.
What? Which one?
The Secret.
Oh, The Secret. That's right. That is the first thing.
Yeah, that was it. Just came out. Yep.
Paper. We just found it.
Yeah. One of them, the red one is the one I recommend, is only because it's 72 pages. The other one is only
It's right in your purse.
56 pages. So this one is only 56 pages. This one is 76 pages.
Is the print smaller or is there less information?
This one has more information.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on it. She's got it.
And it's really not, you got it? Okay, cool. It's really, the reason I bought two, because I wanted to know the difference, because Mr. Davis was in, I think he was out of state on a case. And I texted him, I'm like, Davis, which one do I get? This one or that one? And he didn't answer me. So I said, fuck it, I'll just order both of them. And I just have both. But this is the one that I like so far. This is the one.
I love that. That's a great picture too on it.
Yeah, it is, because that's
walking into the front
is.
set, the
This
family
is
back.
family. This is
all
family.
Yeah, I do that. So I do all the pictures, Nina's for the baby. That's whenever we were doing everything. All this art behind us from her and I. But that's what her and I would do, was we do like these. So it's daddy and her, together. And that's what yeah, it's good stuff.
Okay, so we're gonna have a book club out here in the Antelope Valley. You know, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
okay. Then you need to come. You have to remind me. You guys have no idea how.
Are you guys close? What is this? I know California is a big place, but
Antelope Valley,
LA County.
Where?
We're in LA County. This is ground zero. Antelope Valley has the highest cases of DCFS cases.
Miss G, we're gonna have to go on live location there. We're gonna have to hit the road.
I'll even literally, until you get here, I will literally, have my ring light available for anyone to communicate, share their stories, share the book, Basically,
Yeah.
This is very, you guys, no, seriously, this is really good. I swear to God, I'm not joking you. I read this book already, and I keep reading it over and over again. And if I have any questions, I don't even ask Mr.
It's
Davis.
scary when you get to the end.
I used to text Davis. Now I just open the book and I go to the page and I look at it. Huh?
Scary at the end. Just getting
Well, I mean, because when you get to the end, you've done all you can do. It's time. I mean, like she works there. I'm living it, So I'm at the last chapter. That's where I'm at in my case. We're trying to push for TPR now. We're in the TPR mode. So
see, the TPR is actually on page 29.
You're not good. I won't do it.
Yeah, this is really, I'm telling you, Mr. Davis is like, he is just brilliant. The way he made that book is just brilliant. He stuck to what's important. You know how some authors write all kinds of crap, and then you get to the point, you're like, where's the fucking point? Just get to the damn point. He made the book so all about CPS, like literally all about CPS.
I'm ordering it now. Ordering the book now.
I thought you ordered it already.
I just got the book on the phone today, tonight, talking to you. I never heard of this book before. But guess what? I have a mouth, and I'm gonna get this book in other people's mouths too.
Yeah, it's a good book. Very, very good book. I love that book.
Because we're trying to do like another social media page where we're giving information, quality information to unite parents, unite therapists, to unite educators. This is how you, if you really are concerned for the safety of children, you're not going to endanger them by being careless with these CFS complaints.
Look, Maria, you're so silly. She said, haha, Miss G is like, hurry, hurry. No, I didn't. That's not what it's about. This is about you guys gaining knowledge. This is really cheap. I swear to God, this is the best thing you can have in your bag. This is better than Googling. Okay.
We got some people that are going to write in. We got to have people send you an email or something, right? We got to raffle something or get. I think Maria is probably going to win. I mean, she's honing into for this thing. I mean, she's commented every time. I think she might even be worthy of the.
I think Maria, Maria, which one are you talking about? Maria Young?
Yeah, I think that she's done a due diligence to hold on to that.
Maria, I'm gonna get you one, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna get you one, but I'm gonna keep those two because I like those very much. But I am gonna get you one. Just call me tomorrow and call the number 888-888-6582.
Miss G, we got to keep in touch with these ladies for sure.
I know. Right, Darren, that's your job.
Yeah. You don't have a discount code, do you? I'll do this.
It's after hours, isn't it, in California?
Wait, hold on. She has proof. She has the receipt. Wait. Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me take a picture to Mr. Davis. Show me. Here. You're hilarious. I got it.
Yeah, proactive. We are not
proactive. There it is. They're using your word. They're saying proactive.
We are Sparta.
Yeah. I am going to order Maria Young your book myself. And I want you to call the 888-888-6582.
You should autograph it.
If Joni or Rachel answers the phone, just tell them Mr. Jet asked for me to speak with her regarding Mr. Davis's book. And that's it. All I would need is your address, and I will definitely email it to you there from Amazon. Okay? And
we got it.
You guys are great. You guys are a good time.
We're going in.
Darren, if you want the hard copy, let me know. I'll send you one too.
We're going in with our eyes wide open.
Darren?
Yes.
Darren, what
I'm listening. I was off in space. I was staring at all the beautiful things on the screen.
I said, if you want a hard copy too, let me know and I will send it to you.
Okay, Miss G. I still stand by my printable version that you sent me though.
Huh?
I still sent. Look at this is how long I've had the book. I have the printable version.
He's got the.
Yes, I know, but that's too big. This is better. You just put
I'm a
this.
big guy. I'm 230 pounds. I can't have a little petite book in my pocket.
You know, I swear. You know what, Darren?
You know what? You said that. You said when you will give it to the wife. Like, because you guys got that book right there. Look, here's the actual size of that book, and here's mine. You know what? I'm going to lose this. You know, this is going to be gone. And oh, I don't know where my book is. This, I'm like, oh, there it is. That's the one Georgette gave me right
You're
here.
such a dork. You are such a dork. I like it this size. Okay, this is my favorite size.
You're just a little person. You know, these screens are deceiving. What are you, all 5 feet?
So check this out, guys. One time I was going to the store and it was after hours. So I was like, I got off work like 7 o'clock and I went to the store. And the client or a potential client, she wasn't a client yet. She called me and she's like, Georgette, I'm about to have, what did she say? Oh my God, I wrote it down in the book. I actually highlighted it. Oh yeah, the disposition trial part 2, right? And she said, I need to know what to expect. Blah, blah, blah. And then I opened the book to page 31 and I just kept telling her. And she's like, where are you getting this information? Are you getting it from Mr. Davis? I said, yes, I'm getting it from Mr. Davis's book. She had no idea that he had a book.
Yeah.
And she's like, please tell me how to get the book. I really, really need to get that book. But people need to learn to do your due diligence immediately. When you're going through a CPS investigation phase, make sure that you literally get on it immediately. People don't understand. I have a client that called us before when it was a CPS case. Vincent said, you need an attorney immediately. Do not talk to the social workers. Do not invite them in your home. Then what she does, she said, I have nothing to hide, Mr. Davis. I was on the phone with them. I have nothing to hide, Mr. Davis. You know, that social workers can come in my home. And guess what? She had to call us a month later because they took her kids.
Yeah, you don't play games with these people.
Yeah. She said the social workers were so nice to her over the phone. See, deceiving.
Yeah.
You get it now? Fight CPS. We need to have T-shirts like this.
Yeah. Did you see my T-shirt? You want to see my T-shirts? You want to see my line of clothing?
You got CPS artwork up in there?
Of course I do. This is the ribbon. This is the like the ribbons for the car.
Art squad.
Yeah, check this out.
Now we need to print out
this stuff. I got all kinds of good stuff that I put out. Look at so this is my sweatshirts that I have. It says, can you see them? It says preponderous. Stealing kids. It says stealing kids from loving homes based on hearsay. Lies and assumption. Fight CPS. Stop legal kidnapping.
Yes, perfect. Why don't we get that done? Why don't everybody kind of participate in getting one done like this?
Yeah, I got.
Wear it.
For the book again, The Secret: How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win.
There is the book. Somebody was asking me about it.
Here's the other one that we've done.
This is a book that Mr. Davis wrote on the secret on how to fight child protective services and when. This book is very informative. This book is not that big and it's really, really good. And it has a lot of information. So instead of you guys calling the attorneys, right? If you have any questions, just refer to the book.
You got any bumper stickers too?
Yeah, we got this one. This is the one I give to all the substance abuse people. It says, I'm an addict and CPS stole my fix, meaning the love for their kid.
Okay.
So, yeah, it says I'm an addict and CPS stole my fix with lies.
No, you cannot do that.
It says, stop the abuse of the family.
Stop it. We're gonna. No, I like the other one. I like the other one better. Yeah, that one. Don't go crazy, Darren. Don't go crazy now.
Oh, people love it.
Yeah, but I really think that
for my kids.
I like that T-shirt idea, though. That sweatshirt that you had, Darren. I want you to text it to me. I'm gonna get a T-shirt made on Amazon where I can just write it in, and I'm gonna wear one. And I think all of you guys need to wear one too.
Yeah, we definitely. I got some good. I have that one's.
And that's
the Team Lab ones I have are good too.
Sublimation. That's
I'll send you a bunch. But I think the first thing, I like the ribbon. So we designed this ribbon. It was a bunch of us sitting around talking about it. Like, so we put the yellow ribbon, like, so when the troops are gone, like until you come home, you put the yellow ribbons up. So we did the tackles at the, at the bottom here for the yellow ribbons till your kids come home, the red, white, and blue, the gold for the grandparents. So it's all of these colors or something, the black for those kids that are lost when they get in the system, whether they pass or they're just lost. And then the Fight CPS thing. And I think that we should go with this.
That's a trend. Why can't we ribbon for bringing our children back?
Yeah, we start this unity. We start with one image.
That's what I'm telling you. You
Yeah.
guys, let's get the t-shirts. Let's get the ribbons. Let's make it happen. And let's look, the t-shirts are what? The t-shirts are, I did a t-shirt for me. I made one for me that says, I can't believe this. This is ridiculous. Because I say this all the time. And my niece always laughs at me. I always say that all the time. So I made a t-shirt that actually has that. And I got it done on Amazon.
Yeah, it's cheap.
And it wasn't expensive. So let's all unity.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
And get the t-shirt made. But Darren, you need to share.
Unity. Get it?
Yeah.
Get it? A unity?
Unity.
Darren? Like the t-shirt. Unity.
I have a relative that actually took care of those 2 babies that are deceased recently. They were taken out of her care because they stayed at the DCF or the worker stated that she had too many children. So they were taken out of home, placed in another kids, and now they're deceased.
Missing kids, stolen kids.
There's a lot of kids in a lot of places. It's very unfortunate. In between the foster home and then the adoption, they seem to be lost track of. I think it's like something like 700 in the state of Maine. In between that point of when they leave from the foster homes to the adoption.
So like even with my case from 25 years ago, it was based off a lie.
Yeah.
It lied.
And that's the thing, is accountability for caseworkers. I feel like that is just as important. They're just as important as doctors. I mean, these people are changing and moving lives, moving lives. Like they are altering God's course. That's a pretty damn powerful position for someone to be in. So you better be pretty fucking awesome if you're going to be in that position. And these people suck. The guidelines for what they need to be. I mean, granted, it is. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty steep, the order for them and the education, the classes, and what they have to be in, at least up here. But you still are an asshole, and you can't be that for that job. I mean, that's just point blank. If your job is to be helping people, you can't be an asshole, and you can't have money on your mind, and you can't have, discerning others, and you can't have any of that stuff on your mind, because you need to have, your heart needs to be full. That's the only person that should be in these jobs, because the idea is to help others. Like that's the whole concept. And they're missing it. They're fucking missing the whole goddamn thing. I mean, think about it. They are now amassing a movement to hate on these people for a group of people that are supposed to be caring and loving and spreading love and helping. Yep. Do you know, like
hey
that?
Guys, sorry to interrupt you, Darren, but I want to, Sierra, you need to have a bonding study with your children. You need to request for a bonding study, but you have to pay for it. So basically in the book, Mr. Davis said, be prepared to pay for it. Okay. You have to appeal the decision. You have to you have to request for an appeal immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Immediately.
Not even supposed to leave the courtroom.
You're not supposed to leave the courtroom before you file the appeal.
Yeah.
Okay. Say what?
And people don't know this.
The minute that they do that, if you don't stand a chance in hell, you walk out of that courtroom and file an appeal. The second that happens, appeal right there, right in that courtroom.
Yep.
And that's something to share. I gotta go and get my book from Amazon on Friday.
Yes, exactly. Well, write it down now, just in case you need it between now and Friday.
I sure will.
But I was just letting Sierra know that I found that in the book. So that's why it's very important. You guys need to have this. There's a client that calls it her Bible. I said it will never compare to the Bible. Never will compare to the Bible. But wisdom right here. That's wisdom and knowledge that you need to know.
No, you could say it would be the guide works to a successful rehabilitation.
God gives us the brain to use.
Yeah.
So I always tell Mr. Davis he's brilliant, and not because I work with him. This man he's just smart.
You're smart, Miss G.
Me?
You know what?
Yeah.
Look, we got
You're
it
smart
already.
enough to have me be your co-host.
Well, that's why I'm smart. But seriously, no. But seriously, I've learned a lot from Mr. Davis. No joke. He's very calm when he teaches you. He guides you, and I'm very hyper. You know, and I'm like, oh, I can't.
You guys have talked to Miss G before, obviously, but have you never? Oh,
No.
Whew.
No,
You get her fresh after a coffee. You'll see.
Well, you know what? The new book that we got for our book club.
I know, that's great.
Thank you. So we.
I'm glad. And all jokes aside, it's a good for everybody that wants to brave the waters. Go about it and make sure that they're paying attention to what these people are guiding you to. Don't let them just guide you into the adoption process or the TPR. You know, it's a good book to allow you to say, open your eyes. And when your attorney's just driving down the highway thinking you're not paying attention, you're like, yo, put the brakes on because I saw a book that said do this. And they need to do it for you. You know, like that's just it.
They're surprised that I still have my kids.
Yes.
And I've been fighting all of them. And
she has a network of family, and they realize that they prey on families that are broken,
Right.
on mothers who don't have that much support. So we're going to give some surrogate support to families.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That lives in the
that could be another thing too. You have like when I was a kid, I lived in Nebraska, and it was they called it the Siege of Omaha, and that was when there was a serial killer on the loose. And so we lived down off at Air Force Base, and we'd walk to school, and the MPs would bring us to school and all this stuff. But what they had was a Blue Star program, and you'd put a blue star in the window, which. Hindsight, I'm like, how did you know that wasn't the serial killer? I don't know what the process was for, but it was meaning that your place was safe to run into if a stranger was chasing you and you were a kid and you needed a safe spot to go. It meant that someone home and it was safe. So we should do something like that for people that don't have families and everything. You have an adoptive family member or something that you're like, you're having a problem, put my name down. I can make sure that your kid, or I can watch for your kid for you, or something like that, because there are a lot of people that don't have family and they don't have people that could step up to take these kids if they get into some hot water or whatever happens, and that's sad. That's a travesty. And then that's how you lose the kid to the system. So maybe that's part of this thing.
No, that's not. No.
Like that one,
System, no matter what.
No, yeah, well, yeah. No, they're not. You're going to stop this.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, but I want to answer James real quick.
Addict shirt.
He wants to be a guest on the show. James, I already sent your name to the producer, the show producer. Her name is Grace. What I want you to do, message Grace or Grace, can you put like your email address or something for them?
James is coming up.
Okay, she'll find you. Her name is Grace, and she's gonna take your
I'm
information
gonna write down
and
James
put
too.
you on
I'll
the
reach
show.
out to James too.
Yeah.
Where can we get the shirt? Amazon?
Yes, Amazon. Just go to Amazon and just put. But I need to know what the writing is on the shirt.
It's going to be the writing on the wall. Yes.
What's
Which one do you want to do? Which one we want to do? The preponderous one?
The preponderance one. Yeah.
So that says preponderance says.
But you have to write it down. You need to write it down and type it in, man. Type it in the comments. Come on, Darren. You know what's up.
Lord. This is all technology. I'm in Maine, Miss G.
Preponderous.
You act like you're in Alaska, the North Pole or something.
It's worse sometimes in Maine. Because it's kind of like you're in civilization. So people are still assholes and they're smart too.
And they're still stealing children even when it's
cold. Yeah, exactly. They still got nothing better to do but steal kids. Go in the woods and make more of them, for Christ's sakes. It's cold out. Stop
Yeah.
screwing with the people.
No, that's why I call the CPS courts the whorehouse.
Yeah, well, there's something to be said
We
about.
can also make a shirt that says CPS the whorehouse.
Yeah, then why not? I have, you can
It's
make
okay.
it. Yeah,
It's okay. Why not?
What they're doing to our babies, they can at least be called horse.
Yeah, maybe it should stand for catching prostitutes
Or
citations or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I want to add
Actually, me personally, this is how I wanna make that shirt like this. I'm gonna say CPS is a protected empire built on kidnapping children and destroying families.
yeah,
a shirt that says that on the back.
Yeah.
that seems very proper.
Yeah.
Very, very thorough.
Yeah.
To the point. But I think it's the addict shirt, so hopefully that's on Amazon.
Yeah, a lot of people like the addict shirt just because it's not. Once you reread it, you're like, oh, okay, I get what it says because like you stole my fix, my love, my heart and everything. But these people are getting a bad rap too, and it's not. I mean, like I said, I'm not advocating for addicts and everything, but like they're people too, man, and people make mistakes, and that's just
That help families, that build families.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys actually tear them apart.
I'm actually writing it down so I can remember. Is a protected empire built on. I hope you guys are hearing this.
You know what? I think we should have a contest for this too. We should have a 1 month open contest where people send in their thoughts of what a T-shirt should be. What do you think of that one, Miss G?
Say what?
We should have like a 1 month open contest where everybody sends in their ideas and sayings, and then get one Mrs. G T-shirt made. Miss G T-shirt made.
Stuff he has.
You do understand Miss G is paying this out of pocket, right?
You work for Vincent David, for Christ's sakes. You got
That
it.
doesn't mean anything.
You're selling books.
That doesn't mean anything.
You don't have the free version of this here, the platform that we're on. The StreamYard platform. This isn't free. This is an upgrade.
Idea. Okay? I'm gonna write it down.
You should make it NFT.
CPS
Yes.
is a protected
Be the unity, Miss G.
empire built. Shut up, Darren. On kidnapping children and
My picture will be
destroying
off of this next week. You watch.
You're such a dork. Families. Okay? That's the T-shirt idea. That's what everybody should be getting. I'm not kidding.
What's right here?
What do you think? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
It's great.
CPS. I spelled that wrong. That's so sad. That's so sad.
We need a
I did
national.
that wrong.
I think everybody should get what they want, their own ideas and their things to say, as long as it says like stop legal kidnappings, fight CPS, watch Miss G.
And wear it like a national CPS Awareness Day.
Yeah, why don't you like every day like the 6th of every month or something like that?
More cash for kids.
No more cash for kids.
No more cash for kids. Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So I have a podcast. It's called That's My Daughter. That's Our Daughter. If you guys ever want to check that out, it's pretty good. It's my story, and it's what's gotten my kid my kid taken from me.
And hold on a second.
Yeah.
We got this.
She's firing me right now.
Yeah, I am actually I'm firing this guy like immediately. Like
My screen is turning pink as we speak.
Immediately as we speak. Yeah,
I cannot even get his camera off fast enough.
I'm gonna be like Donald Trump. You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired, pal.
Fired, Darren. You're fired.
I spiked the views up for the night, and now I'm out.
You spiked the views. You're out. You're such. Oh my God! Now I know why your wife goes crazy. Oh my God! I am gonna have to talk to her.
She can hear me right now. She's over there. She's just. I can only imagine what's going through her head.
This guy said CPS, stop government funded.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, legal
Actually, I like
kidnapping.
this one.
That's what I'm saying. Let's start a contest. Because someone's, like, there's a lot of things that can be said out there. Let's get this thing just right.
That's my question.
Tax.
Who actually backs up? Like, what company actually backs them? Is it the Children's Bureau or?
I bet you that we could find someone. I bet, right? We could probably find somebody, right? There's got to be. I'm sure there's some sort of something in the grand scheme of the world here that there's companies that back this stuff, and there's companies that back in this. You know what I mean? I bet Miss G could find something.
After if I've heard someone say, if you go after who fund them, that's these people, they'll back up off you.
Okay,
somewhere.
Yeah, there are nonprofits that pay. There's a law firm in Los Angeles. I'm not going to say the name, but literally already, I've discovered 3 attorneys that have sabotaged their clients' case, CPS cases, just for asking questions. They disappear. They hire another attorney.
Yeah.
But they're nonprofits. So when you have a nonprofit, your funding is supposed to be disclosed to anyone who asks. If we identify the people who fund these attorneys and pay their salaries, and we get the parents to basically ask for the invoices to show how much are you getting paid to represent me? Are you getting paid for conversations that aren't happening? Because I don't hear from you until minutes before my hearing. If we track down where the money is spent, if we can have push for quality audits, it always hurts financially. That's what they're stealing children. So we hurt them financially as well. And just track the money. Let's see where this money is coming from, especially for these nonprofits that are responsible for their attorneys being paid.
Wow.
Public information.
Beautifully said.
That was great.
Can you repeat that again slowly so people can hear you? My friend texted me and she said, let her repeat it again.
Okay, so some of the court-appointed attorneys are they belong to a nonprofit agency. Okay, when you contact the agency, being a nonprofit is probably a 501c3 organization. They rely on grants, they rely on funding, they rely on government funding. They have to qualify for the funding, but no one is auditing them. No one is doing the checks and balance on them. No one is looking at the quality of services that they're supposedly providing for parents. So, if we can get an army of parents demanding, what are you getting paid for? Show me your invoices. Literally, they are paid to not represent parents. You're going to see they do not communicate with parents until right before the hearing, minutes before the hearing.
Right.
So literally, if we can get parents to communicate with their attorneys only in writing, we will see a shift. We will see a shift in change and accountability. If we literally can just strengthen people how they document and learn how to question the expenses of a nonprofit, that's something else. It may not be in his book, but we need to get an accounting to literally who knows 501c3 organization. Basically, if you go to the people who are providing the funds for that failing law firm, they're probably either going to stop that funding or they're going to have to be held accountable. And you'll see these persons are funding the kidnapping of children. Who has that stigma?
No, there's paper trails. There's trails everywhere of this nastiness. Like it's just, and it's just every little bit. But the beginning is just getting the unity and getting one solid mass, and then forming a piece of power. Like that's going to be it. Like Miss G could be, the president of this whatever, or like something along that, and then getting someone that can stand up, because right now there's nobody that can fight the powers that be. Because everybody's so spread out, it's once everybody can amass, then it'll be something to be reckoned with, and then all of these things will be.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 messages telling me they want me to be the voice.
Miss G for president.
They want me to be the voice, Darren. What do I call you, vice president?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a hat that says Miss G 2022.
How about Darren? How about Darren, vice president? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I chose you as vice president, Darren.
Great. So I'm the first loser. Perfect.
Oh my God, you're actually a good man. You're a very good
the
man.
vice president does more work than the president.
No, I That's not true. I work really hard.
I know. I'm not saying that.
Really hard. No, but I think
to
we
keep
have
up
a
with you,
good
so I
idea.
can't imagine being in your shoes.
What I would like to do, I heard that, but I'm ignoring it. What I would like to do is if you guys want to come back on the show, I think we should make it like a round table kind of discussion about CPS. So I would like to do that. Me personally, I've actually had 3 people that asked me to do it that way, and I just been so busy I never really thought about it. But I like this dynamic only because we all have something to say.
Yes,
and we have good information for others to learn. So that's what I think should happen. And Maria agrees with me. What do you guys think?
I'm with it.
Hey, I wanted to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I think we should have like an open table discussion, kind of like how that TV show The View, and they all have their own opinions, right?
Like channel?
Yeah.
Like The View. You know The View?
We can call it the goo.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna call it The View. I'm just
No,
saying
the goo. GOO, like the bad CPS.
Oh, the goo. The goo.
Yeah.
You know what? That's why I can't change the name of the show, man. But yeah, I think we should do that. No, we
I'm a great
seriously
vice
should do that.
president.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Darren is the vice president. Right? Wait, what about the dual team there? What do we nominate them as?
CPS undercover because we have aliases, right?
Yeah.
You don't know who we are.
That's not even their real names.
Let's
That's
do
the CIA
that.
of the CPS investigators.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Unpaid investigators.
Unpaid investigators.
And they seem like they're ruthless. I bet they're ruthless. There's no doubt in my mind that these 2 are ruthless. They get results, no doubt.
Well, the background check it said no hit, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Apparently, the children were ordered not to be around me. I guess I'm threatening.
Right.
Yeah.
Me asking for policies and regulations is a threat to them. So yeah, I do understand that.
So let's do it. I know it is a threat. Our mere existence is a threat to them. Remember that the devil can never look you in the eyes. Why? Because the eyes are the windows to your soul. Remember that. The devil cannot look you in the eyes because your eyes are the windows to your soul and you have God in you. The devil will never look you in the eye. Remember that. Ever.
We are armed.
That's why they're afraid of us.
Yes.
They're afraid of us. We have more power than you guys think.
We're excited.
Oh, yeah.
We're excited.
We have more power than you guys think.
Like I said,
Okay.
every obstacle that the devil tries to put in, I've moved it out of the way. And it's just like this. It will be moved out of the way, but it takes
time.
It takes time.
It takes
and it takes people.
It takes people.
Yeah.
Because like they move in unison, we need to move same, but a little bit quicker than it.
Yep, a little bit quicker than that.
Yep. So remember that. So hey guys.
Brittany asked this question. She said, how would one go about ensuring the appointed attorney actually files what you say and submits the evidence?
I would send an email in writing. I would submit an
Yeah,
email.
get a CC copy, right? Make sure that your attorney sends you everything.
They can lose their licenses to practice. There's a lot of things that they're doing that you can report to the bar. You can report it.
Right.
But what I would do is just do a trail to whoever their superior
Yeah,
is.
like Miss G says, like make sure you build that paper trail. That's all you
They
can
have
do.
to. And also, do you remember a long time ago, you guys, when I said
Look at these shirt ideas flying in.
yeah, I know. This is a good idea. I'm telling you, we have to make this go around, you guys. We're gonna have to expand this. This is very important.
Brittany, look
Very
up the Clifford Act. That's what you need to look up, Brittany.
The Clifford Act is in what state?
The Clifford Act's in Maine. Find out wherever you're from what the equivalence of it would be. But I know it's a national, it's a federal and national law about obtaining your discovery. It's in the hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Hold on a second.
Write that down because there's a lot of parents who cannot get their case information right now in Lancaster.
This is short.
My shirt. I think I'm gonna win.
What?
My CPS shirt.
So you want to come on the air?
Oh my God! You guys are gonna bankrupt me. I'm like, Jesus.
So in Maine, it's under the state of Maine Supreme Judicial Court adoption of Maine rules of unified criminal procedure. So look into your unified criminal procedure laws in your state, and you'll have something that in effect is going to be the same thing.
No more cash for kids.
No more cash for kids.
Yeah. And they were laying down to get mine because I got 4. I have 4. So I was like that. They thought it was going to be easy peasy. Oh, she has no family. It looks at this. I have no family.
Unfortunately,
right. Even if you have a family, they write down you have no family. That's what people don't understand. Even if you have a family, they write down that you have no family.
Well, backfired on this.
You're not.
Yeah.
The social workers report, right? It says no family, none. Yeah.
We got this, though. We're confident.
I like this idea, you guys. Injustice, there is no justice.
Yeah, I like that.
Justice, there is no injustice. Something like that. The injustice, there is no like injustice. That. What am I saying?
I don't know how you wrote it down.
I'm so tired. I can't even read right anymore.
Justice, there is no injustice. There should be no injustice.
There's no justice.
It's just us.
It's just us. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just us. There's no justice. It's just us.
Okay, so we're gonna wear our shirts. Hopefully, you guys can come up with a something where we can all wear our shirts, and so then people are gonna be like, "Hey, what's going on? Did you hear they were still within these?"
People don't understand. There's a lot of people in America that think that mothers who lose their children are really what do you call it?
Yeah, why not like that?
Are really guilty. A lot of mothers think that.
That's it. We got to
bring awareness. Nobody is bringing awareness. Like literally.
Right. We got to flip the script. The stigma's got to go away. The stigma's got to go.
Mr. Davis is doing his part as an attorney. He educates you when it comes to laws. Your rights. That's wonderful. But
I'm going to do what I can do with being a good-looking father.
Say what?
I'm going to do the best I can do with the stigma of being a good-looking father.
That's right.
Even good-looking dads can lose their kids too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Perfect families can lose their dad, can lose their kids. Everybody, it stops at no one. But no, really, it stops at no one, because who would have thought that Mary and I were ever going to lose our kid? That was not even in the cards, right? Like this thing is this demon doesn't have favorites, and it doesn't have. Anybody can be a target.
Yeah, and you know what Maria said? She was embarrassed when this happened. Yes. Because it makes you look like you're really guilty and you're not.
Yeah.
Some mothers months after it happened because they were too ashamed. They were too ashamed to ask for help.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to do by being proactive. And literally starting a book club with Mr. Davis's book, just like
education.
Education is key.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is power.
And not with violence. No violence doing anything with anybody. Don't make this movement a sham by people doing stupid things. You know what I mean? This thing's got to be legit and done with couth and physique and implemented in precision. No bullshit. Don't, you know what? Nobody needs to be out burning buildings or any of that crap. I don't see any reason for any of that shit. Assassinations or talking trash or... you're only as good as the weakest link that you have. So let's not be those bad people.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important. Like, be classful, be good about this.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like we still have to represent ourselves.
Right. Because you're not the bad person that they're saying that you are.
Yeah, they try to paint the picture, but they have nothing to paint.
They took children by gunpoint.
Right.
Yep.
Taking children by gunpoint. You know, that's really serious.
But listen, they only bring the police to intimidate you. You know that.
Yeah, they're not even supposed to be there.
They're not supposed to be there. Cops are not supposed to be there unless there's imminent danger. Those motherfuckers are not the cops.
I was workers. I had her knock on. It was like 3 o'clock that morning. Like doo. I was like, is she back? I was like, no. She has to have a removal order. Hold up. I was like, no, that ain't her. So let me check. I'm like,
you just need to know.
That was like wellness check. And they came and see the kids.
Yeah, wellness, I'm sleeping.
And
you know, like,
and they woke up the kids and myself, and they're looking at the kids. The kids are okay.
Yeah, the case is basically
She did that because she couldn't harass me.
that's all it is harassment.
Ordered her on camera, and she tried to call her superiors. And
That's putting fear into you, because now you're wondering any hour of the night these son of a bitches can come and stir your life up.
I've never recorded and put in that position because I got my kids thinking they know I'm trying to record. They thinking I'm about to leave, and my son's acting, he's acting up a little bit. He's crying, so he's in a little fearful because kids know when there's danger with the social worker. They know,
and they have issues. That's damaging to a young child, especially however young that the separation occurs, especially if
it's called parental alienation. Parental alienation. I want you guys to understand, if any of you guys doing the petition for body cams, I always wanted to.
I was
when I first did the show, I've always said, why can't they wear body cams like cops, right?
Didn't mention it.
Right. They need to wear body cams. So whoever is going to do a petition for that, we need to all be together. We need to do the book club. We need to start the book club. We need to start.
Can't we pay for body cams?
Say what?
If taxpayers are paying for them to steal our children, we can at least have a voice and say, you're going to wear a body cam to protect my investment. What am I paying to do?
Where is my money going to? Exactly. Exactly.
Right. That's just like Miss G says, check up, make sure that you look who's your Congress people, who's your governors, get all that information, make that list known to everybody, because you want accountability. You got to be able to check for that stuff. Education, go to the right place. Don't waste your time going to places that it doesn't impact what you're trying to do.
Maria, document, Miss Young, document.
Yep. Document everything. Document everything.
Protect yourself with the video. There is I know at least a California code where you are allowed to record, at least in your own home, when they come and do their visits. You are entitled to witnesses.
And they have 5 years. They violated my rights on
a
federal basis.
Yes, make sure you use a witness who is not scared to put what they witnessed.
It will get nasty. I believe this. It will get nasty. You tread these waters. There are things that happen.
Yeah.
Be prepared for that. That's no lie. I'm sure Miss G can attest to that. I've talked to a lot of people. I talked to a lot of people that have had awful things happen to them by these departments and these entities. So don't think that this is just run your mouth and you're going to just come in and nothing's going to happen. They do send people around. They do things that mess with your car. They sit around. Listen, they're all around you. Once you get that you're known and you're like this and they know that you're out and about, they're everywhere around you. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Be vigilant. Be safe, because these people are evil. This is big dollars. Don't forget, like, you're not coming in and just trying to steal candy from a baby. You're trying to fuck someone's livelihood here. There's a lot of money involved in this. This isn't just, tiddlywinks here. This is big business. And you guys were getting ready to try to fucking break this thing. And there's going to be some pissed off people. So just be vigilant, be safe, and be careful.
Pissed off people. So the parents are a bigger force to be reckoned with. Once I don't think they have a chance. But that unity, we need to figure out a way to have that strong unity. At least start with that shirt. Why are you wearing the shirts? All these shirts all of a sudden. What's going on? Who's Vincent?
We need to make it a legal requirement for all United States social workers to wear body cams.
Body
All
cameras.
of them.
Body cams for
All of them. We need to make it a legal requirement for all United States social workers to wear body cam at all times. That functions at all times.
Hashtag body cams for social workers.
And camera must be on at all
At
times.
all times.
Body cams for social workers. New movement.
That part. No more I word.
Social workers all over the United States. How's that?
Look at that.
Empowered. Let's be empowered.
Yeah, we need to. We need to be. This is ridiculous. If we all gonna be scared, that's what the devil wants you to be in the corner, cuddled up in your fucking pillow, and you're crying all day and night. The devil doesn't want you to have power, so he wants to take that power from you.
Your children cannot afford to have you cry. We have to be diligent. We have to be focused, and we have to be together.
Right. You guys, there's one of you guys that was asking about the writ, how to file a writ. The writ is very important. You cannot do this on your own, you guys. You need to hire an attorney. A writ is to stop the move, okay? To stop the move from happening. Because usually when they terminate your parental right, that it's better just to talk. I'll leave it this way. It's better to get an attorney, okay? Get an attorney. That's the best thing to do. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book.
888-888-6582.
Talk to you about the writ as well. Okay? That's very important. I mean, everything is in here. I mean, these people, I hate them so much. I really, honestly, I hate injustice. I hate injustice. I hate injustice. It's really, really sad.
And you know what? I think we need to move on love. We love our children so much. We hate them, but we love our children so much. We're going to do what we need to do diligently, efficiently, and effectively. So we need to let love overpower that hate.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. We need to operate in love, and that's what's gotten a lot of things done.
That's a good one. I like that too. Operate in love. That's a good one.
Yeah, operate in love. Well, the devil hates love. God is love.
Yes, he does.
She knows with her hate.
Yep.
The devil hates.
Yeah, the devil hates
I know,
love.
it's midnight here. I'm about ready to operate in some love.
That's what we need. We need to all gather together and do this, you guys. You know how some people say men stick together? Well, all of us need to stick together. This is not about men and women. This is about children here. I don't give a fuck what race you are. I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care if you're Christian or not Christian. I don't care about that. We all need to unite together.
Love our
all of us. All of us. Because we need to protect our children. Oh my God, you guys.
We're a band.
You need to put your pride aside. Yeah.
That's a good way to end this one.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna do this roundtable talk. If you guys want to do it, really, then I will. Then you have Grace's information, the producer, right? Just let her know we're gonna do this every week, and she's gonna schedule you guys on the shows and which hours you guys want to do this. Okay.
No, and updates on what's going on in Antelope Valley because we are going to turn this city on its heels.
Yep, that's right. That's how it should be. That's the kind of fire all of us need to have. All of us need to have that kind of fire.
Awesome.
Darren, you got that fire in you already, Darren.
Oh, you know it.
You're a tough guy, Darren. You're a tough guy.
You know it, Miss G.
Yeah.
I'm a hunker burning love. That's what I am. I'm operating in the fire.
We're operating.
I know he is too much. I love you, Darren. I do. And I love your wife so much. Okay, so guys, don't forget to contact Grace and let's go from there. Okay.
Thank you guys so much. That's good. Whew, I'm sweating. That was something. I had something to keep up with. I didn't even need to go to the gym. I'm sweating.
A lot of information. A lot of people got a lot of.
Well, that's what it is. My brain's smoking.
Well, let us know when you want more parents. We'll organize.
Yes,
a satellite I don't mind opening my house, opening my extra room. I actually have a home studio now, a home video, whatever studio. If they want
to take on the whole world, she's already done it. Put it in the
No,
package, load it up, and it's gone.
I can't, unfortunately,
Sell it.
I work for the office. I can't leave like that just anywhere. I have to work on my computer, but we can do it on the live stream.
Yeah, literally. I live stream from my
We'll figure all this out. We'll talk about that. I got some plans for us.
Thank you so
Oh
much.
my God, look at you. He took off. Look at this. He has his thinking.
The whole outfit.
I know.
Yeah, I started with a suit. Look at me.
He took off the jacket.
I got nothing. And my wife's back there. She's like, keep the shirt on. Keep the shirt on.
Everything. Look at him.
We were
He came in. No. He came in looking like Miami Vice.
Yeah. I'm going out looking like Johnny Holmes.
I know.
You know what?
That part.
All right. You guys have a great evening. And we'll see y'all soon.
Bye, you guys. He's such a player. Bye, Darren.
Bye, guys. Ladies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.